Hello, it's Fran from psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is my monthly update for December 2024. How's December been so far? You would not be alone if your answer was, you know what, it's been a bit full the last couple of weeks or so. In one sense, that wouldn't be an unfamiliar comment to make given the nature of this whole year, 2024. And also given that, December, the beginning of December is often a period when the energy shifts into a much easier gear. November is often more fraught energetically, tension-wise, and so often as we come into the middle of December and beyond, we've done all of that. We've been through the squeezing. In no way am I trying to suggest that everything is well in the world, but at the same time, to the degree that you've been sensing a quietening or even a deepening in life, you're not alone, and I wouldn't be surprised. This month's chart is really powerful. It's got lots of numbers that speak about rebalancing and things shifting into the gear they now belong in. Why do I say that? And you can read a little bit or even watch a little bit of this in my observations about this month, December 2024. If you go through to the website or even just to YouTube, you'll find 4 videos. On the website, you'll find it via the observations page. But either way, this month, in numerology, we have 3 main numbers. We have the birth number, the MO, the reality number. The birth number tells us what we're going to be asked to learn about, learn through, and come to channel more of, egoically or not, spiritually or not. The MO tells us how we're going to do that. And then the reality numbers indicate the end states that we're going to come to as a result of working through the other dynamics. So this December, we see as a birth number state 12-3 and 2036, which reduces to 2, because each month brings a specific dynamic in itself every year. But then if you couple the month with the year, you'll also get another layer of information. So that's why I offer 2 birth numbers, 2 MOs and 2 reality numbers, because both can matter when it comes to explaining what's going on. So the birth numbers again this month are 12-3 and 20362. Now 12-3 is powerful. 1, 2, 3 all feature. 2036 adds down to 11. 2 plus 3 plus 6 is 11, on its way to 2. So 1, 2, 3 can be a time when everything starts to come together energetically on the feeling level, and therefore on a level that is about life working with the individual, being supportive of, even if there's challenge, even if there's difficulty. 12-3 periods can feel like things are coming together again, even if I've got more to work through. 2036 again goes through 11 on its way to 2. So that in itself also indicates a certain level of development, growth, evolution, but also a certain level of squeezing, unexpected, on the aspect of selfness. Now that could be your selfness, whether you're channeling egoic or child or adult, spiritual. It can also be those around you, because a master number will often see a period to begin with presenting in a way that seems out of control, over the top, unexpected. Where was the warning? How did I end up in this? And I'd argue that at least for a few people, these last 2 weeks have been incredibly full on in a way that has left them at times going, what the? I didn't even see that on my radar. Where did that come from? Why is it happening to me? Why do I deserve it? So all of those responses, of course, are absolutely normal, healthy human ones when we're dealing with invisible and yet to be known. And yet they're also here to squeeze us into our processing, to squeeze us into our victim. And therefore the narratives that lie down in the unconscious, the subconscious, that could be attracting and manifesting the very reflection that we're being asked to deal with. So those 2 numbers in themselves speak of truth, clarity, big picture coming in all over again to the next level in a way that then the human being goes, you know what, I get it. I not only get it, I see it, I know it, I release it, and I step free of it. because 11 is also stepping into affirmation, stepping into empowerment, not only for oneself, but also positioning in a way that you allow those states to exist for everybody else as well as you. The MOs this month are 37, 1, so 37 passes through 10 on its way to 1, and 140, which reduces to 5. The fact that those two numbers have zeros make them master numbers as well. It's a powerful month. Yeah, 0 is all about the need for space. It's about letting space speak, letting nothing speak, letting energy, intuition speak. And therefore it's about making room to do these things, making room to process, making room to hear yourself, listen to yourself, honour yourself, not just everybody else, but them as well. And through those things, again, we get to 1, we get to growth. Yeah, we get to that sense of, I know who I am now. I know what I got now, and I know what I got to do next. The reality numbers this month are 49, 4 and 2176, which goes through 16 on its way to 7. So that last number, 2176, that 16-7 is also a master number, and it is probably the biggie in terms of rebalancing. It's often a time where we feel like the universe has just turned the dial in a way that reality has shifted. Again, often in ways that we don't expect, that don't necessarily always feel like fun to begin with, and in a way that we're really made aware of the fact that we're not in control of everything. Somehow life has brought this in a way that we didn't nominate, we didn't even sense. Yeah, and yet through this we're helped back into our place as observers, as witnesses, and therefore as learners, as intuits, because you've got to make room to intuit. And therefore you have to make room to realise before you can actually go, right, I got it, now I can use it. So this month is all about helping people getting clearer, get cleverer, spiritually, practically, not just from a mental or academic level, not because there's anything wrong with those things. So what's really interesting again in the chart is that we have 5 3s all up. Presenting this month, we have 5 4s and we have 4 7s. 3 4s and 7s are all the mental numbers. That doesn't mean the other numbers don't have any mental in them, but what I'm trying to get there is 3 4s and 7s, more than the other numbers, are very much about helping human beings understand, realise, get it in a way that then they practically harness, they constructively apply, and they spiritually channel and use and offer moving forward. So what am I trying to get to in all of this number talk? What I'm trying to get to is the fact that this December is really looking after people. And even though to the degree that you've had a harrowing or, unnerving first couple of weeks, this is a period that really wants to adjust things, landscape shift, reality shift, so that by the end of this month, the 31st, people can go, you know what, I'm clearer, I get it, and I'm ready for the new year. Now, be really wary of those words, because often, even though January enters, we can still need to wait until the beginning of the new lunar year, which is often end of January, beginning of Feb. And I'm really sorry, I can't remember the dates right now. So that means often that the period in January, and even the fact that it's a 1 month, those two things can combine in a way that January, yes, all right, it's the first month of the year, but we can still be sort of waiting for things to click into gear and get going, and woof, I'm taken off. Woof, I've started. So what I'm also trying to get to here is that because of the chart for December 2024, not just because of that, but what I'm trying to hint at there is this month is supporting us in this aspect. Because of the chart for the rest of December, but also into January, we all are being given very much that opportunity to get in touch with ourselves, to use downtime, slower time, holiday time, break time, to use those states in a way that we allow ourselves to speak to ourselves. We allow ourselves to hear what we've got to say, what we've been too busy to get to, over these last 12 months. 12.3 is very much about speak. It's about communicate. It's about articulate and express. And that process, if we're talking about exactness, spiritual precision, and therefore just doing what we really need to, that always involves a few moments up front where we actually allow ourselves to get clear on what we've got to say. We give ourselves the space to blow off the cappuccino froth to get to the essence of the coffee that we have to share. Yeah. So again, this month, it is brilliant for these things. Use it, harness it, welcome it, and don't be too keen in pressing ahead if life just doesn't want you to. Life only holds us back. It only gives us a disconnect because it's asking us to get something a little bit more before we spring into action in all the wrong or slightly off balance ways. How can we do these things? Again, space, time out. Yeah. Obviously, at year end, there can be a lot of demands on people. The felt state is always the most accurate. It is always, on one level, the most important voice to listen to. If you at this very moment or even moving forward sense, you know what, I'm running on empty. Yeah, right, I might have to do this, but I really need to take time to do that. Yeah? Or even perhaps I don't even want to do it at all. Can you use a few moments? Can you set aside some quiet time just with you? Just with the universe? And that could be exercise time. It could be walking about time. You with me? And as in, it doesn't have to be all reflective and deep and meaningful and sitting still. But it is about creating the space where you get in connection with these words, the words that your body, your feeling state, quite possibly even your stress levels right now are trying to help you get to then have the light bulb moment, which is also a 3. To then understand, to then harness, to then move forward with. So all the very best to you as this year closes. Again, use space. Yeah, breathe. Know the universe is real. Know the universe communicates. Even if you're not quite sure about that, give it the room to prove itself. And how we give it the room is we let go of everything. We use breath and we give space right back to the divine so that it can fill the space with itself, its voice, its guidance, which at the end of the day is the best intuition of all. Take care, travel well, enjoy year end, look after yourself, look after everybody, and use that time to get clear for the way forward. See you next year.